human music. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Gotta relax.
This is Earth Radio. And now here's human music.
Hey, how goes it? What up, bros? Ken Bozak. Here to talk about crypto and crypto accessories, and we're going to be playing some Steam Monsters tonight. If you go to steammonsters.com, you can see in the tournament section, I got my own tournament. Doing a test here, right, on an $11 tournament, trying to give everybody in these positions a little bit of Steam. First place gets 10 Steam, and we have 87 entries so far. Whoa. Might be able to break 100. I mean, there's a bunch of people here, and this is, let's see, is there any nope, this is the last tournament right now for the night. So, might get a couple last minute entries here on this. But yeah, this is steammonsters.com, guys. And I'm going to have one of the co-founders joining very soon. So he'll be popping in, and we're going to be playing some Steam Monsters, just, you know, shooting the crap about Steam, blockchain gaming, Steam Monsters, and they're, look at this, almost $30,000. That's dollars, not shitcoins. $30,000 worth of crypto has been won by people playing in these tournaments. As you can see, there's some, you know, pretty high stake tournaments for the gold and diamond leagues. Try to keep the silver league tournaments a little bit modest, you know. But wow, dude, that's actually a lot of money. I mean, it's only been a short time since they've even had the tournaments. Let's see. Yeah, there's tournaments right here, 24, 31, 31. So we'll be doing more of these tournaments for sure. Ah, I see Byzantinus in the house. Death Cloud. My arch nemesis, guys. Alright, let's see. Let's do a warm-up battle, because I think I have time. I have a minute. Nah, not enough time. Hey, thanks for the subscribe, bro. Much appreciated it.
Gotta relax.
Earth Radio. Now here's human music.
Let's see here. Yeah, single elimination. So here's the round details, how it'll be played out. Uh, Default's best 2 of 3. The qualifier round is best 1 of 1. All right, and then the final round is best 3 of 5. I feel like that's like standard tournament bracket layout. You know what I mean? Like when you see the battles come out. Let's see. Anybody else I know? I know a couple of these people. Where's DJ Me Popsicle? You missed it. And Decentralized Gaming missed it. I see Will Crypto, I think, right? Where's maybe I thought I did. Byzantine Kitty. Byzantine. I see you. I see you. Alright. The round's starting soon. Let's see what happens. I may have gotten a qualifier or a buy-in. A buy-in this round. Let me just try to refresh it to double check. Yeah, see, you have a buy in the qualifier round. Alright, I'll take that. That means I can do a battle. Alright, so I have to use the water splinter here. So for my quest, right, I have to do 5 ranked battles here with the water splinter. And I'll get a bunch of these here cards. Let's see. Right now the league I'm in is Silver League, I believe 1, so I think I only get like 15 cards at the end of the season. There's 7 days and a couple hours left in the season, so I have a chance to stack up some points and earn more cards for free per quest and per season. Alright, so let's use Magic Buff. And we're going to use some Magic cards. We're obviously going to use this one. Oh, we only got... I got to spread out this mana. Interesting. Well, that's interesting. I want to use that card too. Alright, let's see. I can use this one here because it has thorns. Use this card. Hey, I heard a ding dong. There you
Hey,
go.
Ken.
Hey, there you go. How goes it, bro?
Good, how are you?
Dude, I'm doing very well, man. Let me just adjust the audio real quick. And yeah, we should be good to go. This is Matt, everybody, co-founder of Steam Monsters. Why don't you introduce yourself, bro?
Hey, yeah, like Ken said, Matt, or at YabbaPMatt on Steam and Steam Monsters. Yeah, I'm one of the co-founders with Agrode, and just pretty much work on the game day in and day out.
I feel like saying Steam Monsters or just like co-founder of Steam Monsters like underselling what you've contributed to the Steam blockchain. But like the Steam engine and Steam keychain and everything else, man, like you're a pioneer in this blockchain's history for life, bro.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, I have a pretty big stake in it, and I'm one of the top block producers. So just kind of doing everything I possibly can to help the price and help it move forward.
So let's just nip the elephant in the bud, because a lot of maximalists would just say, why not Bitcoin? Or, you know, why not Xcoin? Why Steam blockchain?
Oh, I'm super bullish on Bitcoin, and you know, I try to.
Well, I meant for the game, right?
Get,
like building a game on a blockchain. Like, you know, is that something that's not even feasible on Bitcoin?
Yeah, no, I mean, you can't really build a game on Bitcoin, and even, you know, Ethereum or something currently is just too slow, too difficult to use. The transaction fees and everything just don't work out. So, I mean, you know, people make all kind of arguments about how Steam, you know, is not as decentralized, but and that may be true, but you know, at the end of the day, most people just want a cool game that's fun where they can own their assets, and you know, it's definitely good enough for that. So.
Dude, I love the updates, man. You've been crushing it with these updates. The DEC, Dark Energy Crystal, like the whole economy gamification of that, it's beautiful, man. I'm loving it.
Yeah, I mean that's big for the players because basically, well, I think what a lot of people don't realize is that's just giving a lot of value to the cards and the people who have the cards. Like we're not selling anything new with that entire update. So it's just, everyone who has cards, they have value with dark energy crystals. You can play, you can win dark energy crystals, and that's the only way you can buy all the new stuff in the game. None of it you can buy by paying us. So it's just part of kind of the whole blockchain thing of you own your assets and they have value. So by buying packs and sort of you're like investing in the product.
How's the dark energy crystal like economics sort of work? Was there like any pre-mine, or so like Steam Monsters doesn't hold any? Just curious how like the supply works.
Well, Steam Monsters holds 100 million dark energy crystals as for use in whatever promotional things. We're probably going to run a bunch of tournaments with them.
Cool.
And
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
who knows? We haven't used any of them yet, but it's just if we need it.
Dark energy crystal anything. Tournaments would be pretty lit. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, so over time, I think we're going to basically be moving everything, or as much as possible, to dark energy crystals. Because now that we're kind of going out to attract people from different blockchain platforms, like they might not be as interested as winning Steam as the people on Steam are. And similarly, if you sell cards in the market right now, you get Steam, and you don't really have a choice in that. So the idea is everything will go to dark energy crystals at some point, and then people can just trade those for whatever other crypto they want or spend it in the game.
Right, yeah, that makes sense. And that's probably what kind of inspired the name change, right? Like the Splinter Lands to be more blockchain ubiquitous.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're not, a lot of people are wondering if we were moving off Steam. We're not. The game is still all running on Steam. And under the hood, it's all happening on the Steam blockchain. But the idea is that, people playing it don't have to know that, right? So it's just Splinterlands. It's just a game. They can come from whatever blockchain community they want, ideally, and use their own, crypto of choice, and just play.
Yeah, I'm actually doing a tournament right now. I'm in my first battle, and like you guys can see, the last 5 teams the opponent chose right here in the top, and then the rules of combat, the mana cap, and the playable splinters, and like the gamification part. Do you think, like, a lot of people, the speculation, the rumor was that because of the name change to Splinterlands, that it was potential that the game may move to another blockchain. Is that something that would be possible, or is that something that is impossible? I don't know, like, how the game's so built, if it would be if something that could change blockchains like that.
Well, I mean, it's not impossible. We have no plans to ever do that.
Cool.
I mean, it's like Steam does everything we need to do to run the game, so we have no need to switch blockchains. What we do want to do is attract players from every different blockchain community that we can. So we're doing a lot to try to do that. But as far as like running the game itself and having everything be published and be transparent, Steam does everything we need. Like we have no reason to switch.
And with the Steam engine right now, I actually even created my own Steam token. So it's really easy to create a token on the Steam engine or on top of Steam's blockchain with Steam engine. Like, I believe that's exactly what I guess you use for Dark Energy Crystal, right? Do you see any other like use cases for something like that within the game? Like other people being able to create their own tokens and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I mean, we are just starting to add more Steam Engine tokens into the tournament system. So, right now there are a bunch of people who have their own tokens for various different purposes, and they give them out as prizes or use them as entry fees for tournaments, but they have to do that manually. Yeah. So, you win a prize, and then you have to go and manually pay it out to the winner.
Yeah, there's no escrow in between or anything.
Yeah, so we're adding that now. The first one we added was the Peak Monsters tournament token. So Peak Monsters is another site and market for Steam Monsters. So they created their own token that they're going to use for tournaments that they run. So you can select that token now when you're making a tournament as the entry fee or the prizes, and it'll all be paid out automatically. And then we're going to start adding more. So any tokens we feel like players will like or will be popular, we'll add it on there. So then when you create a tournament with prizes in that token, you have to deposit them, and they're held in escrow. just like you would with Steam or anything else right now.
Yeah, you're almost at $30,000 in prize money already given away. It's insane.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's hard. Like, it's. I feel like it's really good that we show that because most of the prizes are small and they're being, kind of distributed out to a lot of different people. But it's cool to see in total how much it was. And I mean, if as the game grows, we hope that will grow not just from us sponsoring tournaments, but from all kinds of different people sponsoring tournaments.
I've seen other blockchains and other platforms and other things actually like host tournaments in Steam Monsters as a means of like advertising to blockchain enthusiasts.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's just like a typical sponsorship opportunity. So the people that sponsor NFL games and whatnot. So this is a different type of audience.
And well, with the entry fees too, it's sort of like you could host like a giant stakes poker night, like 1,000 Steam for first place or something, and like 10 Steam to enter. It becomes sort of like I don't want to say decentralized casino in a sense, but like gamified version of that, like something that has never existed before.
Yeah, and one of the things we posted in our development update that we're working on is like asynchronous tournaments. So a lot of the issue people have now is it's a pretty big time commitment, I guess, if you want to participate in a tournament. I mean, you've got to be there for like an hour to 2 hours, and there's a lot of people who can't do that. So we want to make tournaments where basically you can just submit your teams for the battles whenever you want throughout a day or 2 days. So I hope those tournaments will be really big, like we get 1,000 players in it.
Oh, so I guess that would be where like the rules of the combat and the mana cap and the splinters available will kind of be set in advance, so you can build a team before the tournament starts.
Yeah, exactly. It would be. I think what we're gonna do is like it'll be a Swiss style tournament. So everyone will get matched up with say 20 other people. So you have 20 battles. And then you can just go on at any point and say, like, start my next battle, and it'll give you the mana cap and rule set and whatever. You have 2 minutes, you make your team, but the battle doesn't happen right at that point. Then you wait until your opponent happens to submit their team, which could be any time throughout the day. So you can go and you can just play a few battles, like set up your team for a few battles, and then leave, and then come back later and do a few more, or whatever you want at any time of the day. And just as the teams get submitted throughout the day, the battle results will be posted, and you can just kind of check the leaderboard periodically.
Right. I'm about to put I feel like I just put a powerhouse team together, man. My favorite new card is the what's his name with the hammer, the Armor Smith.
Yeah.
Bro, favorite new card, man. So valued. I feel like people don't. I bought a bunch, just so I could get them leveled up enough. Yeah, I think I had them all the way almost to level 6 already.
Nice. Yeah, the Armor Smith. I mean, that was a cool ability. I think the ability to repair armor. It's one I'm kind of watching closely to make sure it's not overpowered.
Let me see something here. Yeah, the other day I was doing a live stream and I won a $100 card, and I just took a look today showing my nephew, because me and him have been playing a little bit, and I showed him, look, this card went up $50. So the card I won was the Golden Legendary Sacred Unicorn, and there's
Nice.
less than 100 of them in circulation. So in about not even a week, it went up $50 in value.
Yeah, I think I'm surprised at how many people are so quick to sell their cards. I think it's just part of the whole crypto thing. Like, people just want immediate returns, and despite the hodl meme, like, there's so many people that just can't hodl for more than 10 minutes, But honestly, like, if you feel that there's any chance that we're going to be successful growing this game, and you look at the amount of these cards that are in circulation or that will ever be in circulation, it's just, they're going to be super rare. I'm a little worried that, if the game's successful, all these cards will be too rare, and it'll kind of be a problem where new players just cannot even compete.
Right. Well, I like the way that the leagues are kind of built to where you can't really pay to win. Like, even if I have super OP cards, if I try to go into a bronze or novice league tournament, my cards are debuffed, and that really does like balance out the playing field for new players. But like again, acquiring cool cards and stuff like that. But you got to think people that get into Pokemon today don't get turned off that they can't get the the original cards or the Neo cards because they're not in circulation anymore.
Yeah, I mean, but also, Pokemon and Magic, you can't use the old cards in the official play. Like, they take the old sets out of circulation. I definitely never want to do that because that would kind of kill the value of them. So I think our overall goal is I'd like to.
Well, wait. The Black Lotus isn't usable in tournaments or anything anymore, but it's one of the most valuable cards, even though it's been taken out of the game.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't know if that'll be the same with crypto collectibles. We'll see. I mean, that would be cool, but I don't ever want to not let people play with the original cards. So that's why I try to do things like. Even though the same cards are available in the beta set as they are in the alpha set, there's still advantages to having the alpha cards over the beta cards in the game. So we have a lot more flexibility than physical games like Magic, where we can give all these different kind of side advantages, like you earn more dark energy crystals and things for having those alpha cards.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm trying to. Why is my browser just freaking out every time I try to get the zoom right on this browser? It's just not getting the hint.
I don't know. I can't see your stream. I'm watching the tournament on my own browser.
Yeah, I just got knocked by Art Creator, and now for knocking me because of how easy it is to use the Steam keychain here, I can send them a beta token that they can redeem for a pack of cards. Right, I believe that was the right one.
Yeah, I really like how how all the packs in the game and dark energy crystals can just be tokens that you can transfer around, and they trade on Steam Engine and they trade on Tron Wallet Exchange. I feel like it's cool. And honestly, even though I built it, sometimes I can't believe this whole system works.
I was just gonna say, how the hell did you possibly do that? It was everybody was like, it can't be done, and it was done, and it works. It works fairly well. I did participate, so I sent some Tron and I sent some seed to the campaign, and I received my tokens on my Tron wallet that I easily redeemed for cards and things like orbs and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Sometimes if there's issues, I have to look at the server logs and things, and it's just crazy amounts of lines of tokens being transferred back and forth all over the place. I'm like, man, I can't believe how well this is working for the most part.
What were some of the hardships? What made you decide on using the Tron blockchain as sort of a proof of concept of blockchain, multiverse?
Well, I mean, the main thing was the partnership with the Seed Germinator group. I mean, I feel like if we just ourselves went to Tron and said hey, we have this game here, we don't have any cred, I guess there you could say. So the fact that we could partner with Sesame Seed, who's the top elected block producer on the platform, just gives us a lot of credibility and really made it successful. Whereas if we just did it ourselves, I feel like that wouldn't have happened. So that's why we're really excited about that. And they did a lot of promotion for us, and they're going to continue that on an ongoing basis. So I think we're going to try to look for similar partnerships to do with other blockchain platforms instead of just kind of randomly going there.
How has it been with the Tron community? Have you seen an influx of new users from that side, or anything any fruit come from that?
I mean, there's definitely been a ton of new players, or I should say a bunch of new players, and there's some that have, put a good deal of money into the game, not just buying packs from us, but also, spending thousands of dollars on the market, which is really just giving money back to our earlier players who had the cards that they were selling.
Dude, the market has volume, liquidity. Like, it's insane watching, like, how quick they go. One day I'll set a reminder, like, all right, I'm going to grab that card. I'm just going to, like, liquidate some Bitcoin into Steam or something. And by the next day, that some of those cards are pretty much gone and the prices rose. And I'm like, okay, that happened.
Yeah, totally. I feel like it's funny when I go to some of the crypto conferences or like NFT events, and you look at these other exchanges like OpenSea, and there's not that much actual volume happening on any of these things.
Right.
For the Splinterlands cards, we have a significant amount of volume in transactions, and most people haven't even heard of us.
How do you get on OpenSea? I've always been curious why they don't carry more, more collectibles outside of things like just Ethereum or even like I think they even had listed the Tron Chibi fighters. But like how do we get things like Steam Monsters on platforms like that?
Well, we're really the only NFTs on Steam, and it's not like an open standard or anything like that. I'd love to get to that point. We'll see if that happens. But until then, I think they're just sticking with things like ERC 721 and similar things on other chains.
Well, in my opinion, that just gives more opportunity for a competing, company. I think what is Rare Bits and Auctionity City or something like that. There's other platforms other than OpenSea that I think could be inspired to create that market because they'd have the first offering for Steam NFTs.
Yeah, I think so, and we'd like to. It'd be cool to work with one of them to develop the kind of standard for Steam NFTs. So any game or whatever on Steam can use it, and it's not just Steam Monsters. It's just a matter of for us, so far it hasn't really been a priority because obviously we're doing just fine with our own markets.
Right, no, for sure, man. I know that the Discord for Mytherium, all the players are like, can't wait to use Steam and Mytherium or whatever because of the whole using crypto kitties within the game is pretty cool. Do you think that's something possible for Steam Monsters to use other NFTs within its game itself, or would you prefer having your NFTs used in other games?
I don't know. I guess at the end of the day, all these things are just promotional.
That's true, right? So much compliment, not competition.
Yeah. So I'd be happy to do some type of cross promotion with Mytherium or really any other platform. And I think, I don't know, as far as using their NFTs, one thing we added with the Dark Energy Crystal update was skins for the cards.
God, so cool.
So I think we haven't really had the time yet, but we want to really start adding skins for all sorts of different things. So, there's the regular skins you can buy right now, but then, if we do a promotion with Mytherium, maybe you can get a Mytherium skinned, Red Dragon or something like that.
Oh, that would be sick. Dude, as soon as I saw the skins, I actually started grabbing a few, and now I'm kind of my goal skin is the Angel of Light. I think it's one of the more scarce skins out right now, but I really love the way it looks.
Yeah, I feel like the skins might be a little overpriced, but at the end of the day, they will be transferable. So one day down the road, maybe those skins will be worth a lot more.
Well, but then, I like that they don't provide any benefits to buff the card or increase its attack or anything that. I liked as soon as I saw the skins and I was checking them out, they didn't increase anything, they didn't add any benefits, so I thought that was super fair. Then the cover, the topic where you said they might be overpriced, I would feel like that if it added benefit, but this is for collector nostalgic value. You don't need these skins to enter tournaments or anything like that. It's just for those that are enthusiastic.
Yeah, and like I said, I hope that there's going to be just a ton more skins available for all sorts of different things. So who knows? We do a promotion with some other game or project, and we just give them 1,000 of their own custom skins that they can give out to people for whatever they want. So you can't buy them in the game; you just have to get them through this other group's promotion or really anything. Maybe
that would be sick. Getting Apex Legends skins for winning Fortnite tournaments.
Yeah, totally. And like they can just give them out for whatever they want. You
Yeah,
know?
are you guys adding skins like throughout this? I feel like there's new ones here every time I look.
No, the skins that are there are it. So there's one skin for each card in the, I think in the base beta set, other than the new legendary summoners, I don't think are included. And those were released with the dark energy crystals, and that's it so far. So we
How'd you
haven't added
source the
anything
art
new.
for this?
We have a few artists. The artists that do the card art and the skin art, I think we found through vIRL actually a long time ago. I mean, our main artist is Nate Aguila, who we've actually hired full time. He was our first full time employee, other than myself and Agrode. But he doesn't do the actual art for each card, because that's a bigger project. But he oversees pretty much everything from art and design on the whole site.
So he's like the art director.
Yeah, he's a creative director. He's really amazing. I think the design for everything on the site, it all came from him. And he comes up with the ideas for how it should be designed also, not just like the actual graphics. But I just kind of be like, hey Nate, we're gonna make tournaments, and then he comes back and designs the whole thing.
Byzantine Kitty said not a big fan of the skins. Can we get more styles, bro? I think to me it looks like anime. I love those anime skins.
Yeah, I mean, so this is just one. Like I said, this is just the first set of skins. So I think we have the next set that we're working on is a steampunk style skin.
That's awesome. Steampunk. I get it.
Yeah. So that was a no-brainer. But then, really anything you could think of. We'll try to make all sorts of different skins that we can use for different promotions or whatever.
We got to get like crypto personality skins. I call dibs on Divine Healer.
Okay, sure.
I'm trying to. I got the potion. I'm trying to see, like, every other time I open one of these packs, I get a gold card. And because I'm live streaming here with you, of course, my luck wants to run dry. But like every time I open some of these packs, like I usually buy like 4 at a time, I'll get a gold card because I got that potion.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand, how randomness works, and they get all pissed off that they bought a potion and they opened a few packs and they didn't get a gold card. And I'm like, well, it's random. So, sometimes you'll get them, sometimes you won't. And
Right.
But over the course of the 500 charges that the potion has, I mean, you're more than likely to come out ahead. We price them purposely that way, so that the extra gold cards that you are most likely to get will be worth more than the dark energy crystals you spent on the potion.
Yeah, I want to say this. I feel like all this came out of nowhere. Like, Steam Monsters didn't really, like, pump a lot of this, like, the dark energy crystal and all these skins. And, like, it just came out of nowhere and was there. And it just existed. Is there anything you could let us know about, like, the roadmap, like, what you are working on? That, because I know you guys don't really talk about much. You just, like, do a lot. It's insane how much you guys have progressed in such a short amount of time for this game.
Yeah, well, we just did a development update post like yesterday or the day before, that talks about all the stuff that we're working on.
Okay,
so,
cool.
Yeah, with the dark, I mean, I don't like how like so many things overhype stuff, and it's just like hype, and then like they release it and everyone's like, this doesn't. People build things up in their mind a lot more than it ends up being. So I don't like to do that. I like to, under promise and over deliver. So I don't like to, go hyping everything left and right about what we're doing. I just like to kind of put it out there and surprise people.
Yeah, it's like it is. It's definitely a surprise every time I open up a project like Steam Monsters or other things that just keep progressing. There's been so many things that have popped up in this space in like the past 24 months or 12 months that haven't done much of anything or anything at all, if any. So it's like really crazy to see how much effort you guys are putting into this. The quality of the gameplay is of like of a a Magic or Hearthstone type of quality of game. This is a triple A game. Like, there's no question about that.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say we're quite at that level yet, but
Well,
you know,
I mean, a lot of people do want to see like cool graphics and like the bells and whistles, but the gameplay itself is fairly structured out very well for like the engagement of an end user.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we spent a lot of time on that, but now that we have two full-time employees, so we have Nate, who I mentioned, doing the art and design, and we have a new developer who's someone, you know, who's a personal friend of mine that's working full-time on the game. So I think, you know, going forward, we're going to be able to be releasing stuff a lot more quickly. And I think once we're working on our mobile app now, finally. Yeah, so I feel like once that's out, then we'll be a lot closer to like parity with mainstream games. You know, people can go in the App Store, download it, and they'll have a similar experience to any other mobile games they download.
I feel like people don't understand how easy it is to make a browser-based game and mobile app. So I'm just going to show my screen on my phone real fast to the computer, and I'm going to tap on my Steam Monsters browser, and like look at it. It's basically an app. Like that's I love, you know, saving a bookmark to your home screen on a phone. If you do that on SteamMonsters.com, it actually cuts out the whole browser interface and only displays that game.
Yeah, I mean, I do that too on my phone, but still, it's not like the user interface is not made for the small screen.
No,
so
it does start to cut things off sometimes. But I mean, I play on the go so much. It's like, it's probably one of my favorite sit down and play games when I'm out and about. Because it's, you know, I'm sitting there playing it every once in a while. I'll finish a quest, and that's what happened the other day. I finished a quest and I won $100 card. Like, what?
Yeah. Find me another game where you can do that.
Exactly. I mean, there's games you could put $100 into it and you would never get $1 out of it.
Yeah. Well, so I'm kind of like hesitant to say this to get into like, you know, I don't know, securities issues, but like I have my vision for this game, or any blockchain-based game really, is that I want to save money, right? In general, like I want to hodl, you know, and for retirement or like my kids' college or whatever it is, you know, generally, you know, people want to put away money and save money. On the other hand, I'm also a gamer and I want to drop tons of money on the games I like, right? So I feel like crypto games finally gives you a way to do both, right? So I can drop a bunch of money on the game and not feel bad, like, oh great, you know, my kid's never going to go to college, because it also can serve as an investment. If the game does well, you know, I can make money.
Oh yeah, dude, people totally justify that with baseball cards or like sports memorabilia, where they're buying throwback jerseys from an Eagles game for $3,000 and they're like, well, I'm going to sell this for my kid's college fund. Or like Pokemon cards, if you know, if I could just recover my Charizard private keys, I'd have a Lambo. But like that's the point. Like, you know, it's gonna be so easy for kids nowadays to, like, you know, playing Steam Monsters. My nephew just plays for free. Just plays the game, and he's acquiring these in-game assets to where even if he forgot about the game for 10 years, he goes back with his Steam private key, logs in, and he has his equivalent of a Charizard card, you know, on the Steam blockchain.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I put more money than I want to admit into, you know, Clash of Clans and Clash Royale, Hearthstone, all that stuff. It's just totally gone, and I feel kind of bad and stupid for having done that.
Same.
And so hopefully this is totally
Clash of
the
Clans
opposite.
got way more of my money than any ICO. I swear to God.
Right, totally. And like, so here, I hope, you know, obviously we don't know what's going to happen and we can't guarantee anything, but if the game does well, there's a chance that your cards could be very valuable in the future.
You know, it's funny though, you say game does well. There's games that have not that many players in the legacy gaming world, and on in-game content I've seen sell for 6 figures, and it's a centralized, you know, moon in a game that only has a couple players. I think this game's already got the quality engagement it needs. I think that what we're waiting for is the people that don't understand what they're doing to just find the game and then accidentally realize what it's doing and built on and what they're acquiring. Like the Easter egg, you know, Trojan horse effect.
Yeah, so I think the mobile app will help a lot with that. Because it'll be just a more, you know, familiar, easy experience for people. So they just come in, they start playing. and like you said, hopefully they just kind of discover, oh, holy crap, I can sell this card for $100.
Right, right. I was actually at a panel, or well, I wasn't on it, but I was talking to the panelists at the Crypto Chicks event in Canada, and it had a bunch of people there, like Neon District and War stuff and other blockchain games I can't remember. But I was talking to them about like the potential. That this has for kids in general, like where a kid could be playing this game and not even realize that Steam is a currency. It's just like Pokemon Go coins to them. And, a parent be none the wiser that a kid probably has a 6-figure NFT portfolio and the kid doesn't even acknowledge it because it's not real money to them. They're just like, it's a Steam token. It's a Pokemon Go token. They don't care.
Yeah, I mean, that would be cool. I'd like to see that one day when they discover their kid's been playing this game and all of a sudden it's a 6-figure portfolio.
I feel like it's going to happen because it's happened with like, parents, and they're like, again, the reference to Pokemon cards because, like you'll throw your kids, cards 10 years ago in a public storage bin and then, your public storage lease ends, you go in and clean up and you're like, wait, there's like 50 Charizards in this binder. My kid was a genius.
Totally.
Like, that happens so often. I kind of stalked the price of Charizards. I think a mint condition Charizard right now sells for about $9,000. So one Charizard grade 10 is worth more than one Bitcoin right now.
I don't think it'll stay that way for long.
No, me neither. I just think it's crazy when I look at it. I'm like, you can get more gold and Bitcoin for a Charizard than you can almost anything else. It's insane. I just got an epic card here for free during my quest. I got I got 2 sea monsters back to back. What are the odds, bro? I'm not even mad. I love that card.
Sea monsters aren't epic.
No. I got one epic card and I got 2 sea monsters, which was, into my opinion, is epic because I love that card.
It is a good card. Yeah. I mean, one of the things is, there's a lot of common or rare cards that are just as good in the game as legendary cards.
Yep.
But you need, obviously a lot more of them to level them up. So it's still kind of just as difficult.
Yeah, I like that the legendaries aren't crazy, like, card hungry. It only takes a few cards to really power them up instead of, the less common ones take more to power up.
Right. I mean, I feel like, I've literally worked designing game economies professionally for a long time before doing this. I sort of feel like my whole life in some way was leading up to building this game.
Well, I mean, that's how things like this happen. It takes time and, development from not just, technology, but from the creator side of things too. I'm going through my promo cards and I'm only missing 2 promo cards right now out of all of them. I have every rewards card. I have every single beta card, and I almost have the full collection of alpha cards in its entirety. I think I'm only missing a few of the alpha cards. So I almost have the full collection of Steam Monsters.
Nice.
Now I gotta do is keep trying to combine my cards up in the beta. I'm trying to get all the beta cards up to, I would like to say the max level, but that's like a crazy fever dream. Like, some of them get pretty pricey. But I do have a couple cards that are worth like the Lightning Dragon. I could barter that for like, $200 and try to get some other cards for that. Let's see. The next tournament is until 4:30 a.m. and then there's another one at 10 a.m. So I was going to see if there was another tournament tonight, but there is not.
Yeah, on the weekends, we kind of do fewer tournaments with larger prizes. So you see, we have the $130 2 big tournaments.
Yeah, but they're mostly, which is odd because I see the bronze here, but they're mostly gold and silver. Gold and diamond, and not many silver leagues, where most people get stuck in the silver league purgatory.
Yeah, I mean, we also, we want to give more to our higher players.
Well, it incentivizes people to get out of that silver league too, for sure. Dude, that's like
I mean,
that's my usually my 2 day struggle. Like after the season switches and you go back a little bit because the season renews, my like 2 day struggle is getting out of the silver league.
right. Um,
It's a
yeah, I
grind,
don't
man, but it's a fun grind.
I don't get nearly enough time to play, so I mean, I have like really good cards, but I rarely get up out of gold just because I don't have the time. But it's like the more I play, the less I actually develop the game. So
Yeah, dude, that's a bummer that you don't even get to appreciate, the fruits of your labor. But as a fan and an end user of the game, thank you for putting in so much effort, man. Because this is that people always ask me like, "What's your favorite blockchain game?" And when I talk about Steam Monsters, it blows people's minds because their equivalent of a blockchain game is A, Crypto Kitties, or B, gambling, decentralized casinos, or dice rolling or something.
yeah, I mean that's unfortunately like I mean that's what it's gonna start out as, right? Which is fine. That like those lead the way because they're easy. But I hope to see it really improve, and it's starting to. But still, even a lot of people who go past that, there's so many. They have so many bad experiences on Ethereum, with it just taking. It's just slow and boring. Like I played the 0x Universe game, which again is like even hardly a game. You just sit there and like click submit, pay a gas fee, and just like wait for your transaction to go through and see what happens.
Right. A lot of it's bullshit too because it's on side chains or not even actually like tokenized or blockchain based like interactions. Like it's very like, on the fringe of even being able to be called a blockchain game.
Yeah, so it's gonna take time. I'm surprised honestly that there aren't more games at the quality of Steam Monsters because really, I mean, I appreciate what you said, but we're definitely not anywhere near AAA level. I mean, it's just a couple of guys.
Oh, I didn't mean.
that are
I mean,
building
like for a
this.
blockchain game, like you guys are setting the AAA standards. Like, all right, give me a name of any game that has this much quality. I'll
Well,
wait.
yeah, right, okay. I mean, that's what I'm saying, and I'm surprised that that's still the case. Because I just feel like there's so much potential here, and I'm like really waiting for the real big,
A
kind
lot of people
big
think
games
it's
to
going to be
come.
Gods Unchained, but I've been playing the beta because I snuck into it, and I don't know, man. It's like the most complex UI you could imagine for a trading card game you ever,
Yeah, I don't
ever.
know. I'm a I invest in a lot of these games, so I have like almost every Gods Unchained card. I wasn't able. I got the earliest beta access, but it wouldn't even run on my computer, which like isn't a bad computer. So I never played it. But like those games, there's that, and there's like Zombie Battleground. They're literally copies of Hearthstone, which I get. Hearthstone was the most popular game. Um, and then also Gods Unchained is okay. The cards are NFTs, but other than that, there's no blockchain integration at
Right,
all.
that pissed me off to call it a blockchain game. I'm like, but it's not. It's a game
Right.
with
So you're
blockchain assets, maybe.
yeah. So I mean, one of the coolest things about Steam Monsters, in my opinion, and I know a lot of people don't appreciate this, but like, literally every single thing that happens is published publicly and verifiable on chain. So all the RNG and all the battles, is verifiable. The teams that players submit, do they have the cards, etc. Like you can see everything, and in the future, we're not there yet, but it would be possible for other people to build their own front ends for the entire game.
That see,
Um,
modding is going. The future of modding for Splinterlands is going to be insane, and I say that because of the marketplace, the tokenized assets, and the in-game currency for the Dark Energy Crystal. Those three aspects are like literally every incentive to mod something, and it's almost like intellectual property theft. But there's no loss for the actual end company. It's actually a benefit to have somebody basically pirate your game and mod it.
yeah, and we're totally like we would love everyone to do that. We run a couple game jams. We put up some prizes to have people make games that use the NFT assets, in their games, and it's all been small things for the most part. But at some point, we'd like someone to make a totally different game, that uses the Splinterlands cards and we're so excited to have that because that's part of the vision of the game.
Yeah, that would be sick. I was thinking, to see it not even as a trading card game, just another type of game in general, just uses the assets as something totally outside of what you would expect.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I mean. Totally different type of game that is not cards.
I'd like to put a bounty out to the Steam Monster community if anyone's listening for GIF or GIF, however you want to say it. I think it's GIF. Moving skins. So like when the cards are on the battlefield sitting there, they're like, warming up or doing like emotes. For the record, guys, I'll go broke buying emotes. Please make Steam Monster emotes. Fortnite got some of my money too because I like to dance on fools.
Yeah, I mean, so one of the things when we release guilds, there's going to be like a guild chat option. So, when that's integrated, it might be easier for us to do some type of emotes in battles and stuff like that.
That'd be sick. Yeah, guilds are going to be really cool to see, like, more, because people already kind of guild up. It's just like sort of in like Discord chats and things like that.
Yeah, so I mean, even the first version of guilds, I think there's not even really going to be anything to it. It's just going to be allowing people to like officially group up, which I think is even enough. Like people like that, like you said, and they're already doing it. And then we're just going to build on top of that. So we'll just keep adding like more and more different things and benefits you can have by being in guilds.
I would totally love to see like a economics to it, sort of like a taxation of dark energy crystal earned goes towards the guild, and every month it's split up amongst the players and things like that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be taxation or just like voluntary donations. So like everyone in the guild can, voluntarily donate to like level up their guild hall. So you need to have like 100,000 dark energy crystals, donated to get your guild hall to the next level, as an example. And then that might give you some bonuses somehow. It doesn't make you not in the game, but maybe it gives you a bonus dark energy crystals or bonus reward cards or something. Maybe it gives you like everyone in your guild gets a potion or something like that.
Oh, that'd be cool, like in-game airdrop.
Yeah, exactly. So there's incentive to do it, but it doesn't mean like if you're in the best guild, you can just beat everyone who isn't in the best guild. We want it to work like that. And then there'll be guild wars, definitely. So, you can challenge another guild to a war, which will sort of be like a tournament between the two guilds. And then we'll probably all put up some prizes, or like you could win maybe custom skins or something if you're the top guild or something like that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the tournament I had going on here, and so close. I love when I see people have 6 wins, 0 losses, or things like that, but they just lost one. So, Long just lost one, but they have 6 wins, 1 loss. VIP, 6-1. Oh, there you go. Ray is 6-0. Like, dude, when I see things like that, it's like, that's so badass. To go 6-0 in a tournament, like, that's some gangster move. Let me see. Total battles, 11,759 total battles. Wow. What is it? I would love to see like who is the. There has to be. I feel like there is. Isn't there a leaderboard somewhere? I want to see who has the most battles ever.
There's not a leaderboard for that currently in the game. But I could probably look it up.
Oh, yeah, there is the leaderboard for the ranking. Yeah, I would just like to see who had the most matches played ever. Like, that is the most dedicated gamer right there.
Well, I mean, a lot of it's bots, because one of the things people complain about a lot with decentralized games is bots. But I really feel like, bots are kind of an important part of the game.
Yep.
And if they're a problem, that just means that the game isn't designed well.
Yeah, NPCs are important for any game. I mean, it's just you need almost like cannon fodder.
Yeah, I mean, it gives a lot of liquidity. Like, you probably wouldn't be able to find battles as quickly without the bots.
How do they work with the finances? If the bots are winning like Dark Energy Crystal, or the bots are winning matches and tournaments or something, like how do they work with the finances? Where's that Dark Energy Crystal go, or things like that?
Well, it goes to the bot account, so then the owner effectively gets it.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
So
so
wait, I can run my own bot? I don't. Why am I doing that?
I mean, if you can, code your own bot or find someone that has coded one to run it for you, you could. But
Well, there's incentive for me to learn right there.
yeah, definitely. And like, I mean, we embrace that because you can't, if you want to have a decentralized game, you're gonna have bots, right? And any people who try to combat that, like it's just a losing battle. So what you have to do is just try to make your system work where the bots can't take advantage of it. So I don't think we're fully there yet, but the idea is that a good human player should always be able to beat a bot. So for the most part, the bots, have relatively lower ratings. And so they're earning fewer dark energy crystals. So the idea is like if you're a good player, and you have higher level cards, like you'll earn more dark energy crystals than if you were running a whole bunch of bots.
Gotcha.
So that's how the system works. And as we keep, I guess, improving on the game, one of our goals is just to add more skill elements to it. Because the more skill we add, the harder time bots will have against human players. So that's the real way to handle bots, is to just make it so human players have an advantage.
That's cheating in the favor of the human element. I like it.
Yeah, so we're not ever trying to like prevent bots from playing. We welcome them. We just want to make it so that human players have an advantage.
Man, I'm trying. Like, I feel like every time I build a team, it's the same rules, same mana, same everything, but like I always do something different. Is there any like what are your thoughts on things like pre-built decks for predetermined matches? So like if this is the rule, this is the mana, this is the splinters, then just play this deck for me.
Yeah, I mean, we had that like very early on, but at this point, the actual chances, like the actual amount of times you get the same exact combination, is just not that much. So
No, you're right. How many
it'd be
different
kind of hard to
variations are there in
manage.
combat rules right now? Because you've added a few new ones I've noticed.
Yeah, and I think this might be a little difficult, but I'm working on it. But it's about to get kind of crazy. So let me see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. There's 20 different, or sorry, 19 different combat rules. And I try to add like a new one every week or so. But what I want to do, because I want it to be like the whole point of this, and again against the bots, is that you want it to be different every time. You want the player to have to think every single battle. So if it gets to the point where you've played these rule sets over and over and over, and you just kind of like know what teams to make, then we've failed, I think. So what I want to do is make it so there can be more than one rule set active for a battle.
Oh shit.
So like we have 20 different rule sets. So then if we make it so there could be 2 different rule sets active, I mean, technically that could be 400 combinations, but some of them wouldn't work together necessarily. So maybe like that would bring it from 100 or from 20 to over 100 different rule set combinations that you could have instantly. So you could have something like I don't know, Earthquake and Silent Summoners.
I hate
together.
Earthquake, bro. I literally my least favorite one. Oh.
I don't know. I think that's my favorite one because I feel like it's one of the most unique.
It is, and that's why I don't. It's so hard. It's so hard. It's like I say it's my least favorite because I hate it because it's like it makes me have to stress my brain so much more to put that team together that's going to survive. Just not the Earthquake, but getting my ass kicked by an opponent.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what overall we're going for. Like that, we want it to be as skill based as possible. Like obviously, we want people to have higher level cards, but then at that point, like once you have equal cards, or even if you have like weaker cards, if you're a better, smarter player, we want you to be able to beat people with better cards than you. You know what I mean? So that's the goal, and we're not totally there yet. I mean, definitely not there yet. But I think if we do things like add multiple rule sets together and some of the other stuff we have planned, like it'll be the case where the real smart players can win even if they don't have the best cards.
Gotcha. Did you want to do some of those booster pack giveaways? Because I have a couple people here I know actually play the game, and I feel like Byzantinus is so thirsty.
Yeah, sure. Do you want me to send them in the game or as Steam Engine tokens?
What if we tell them to go join the Discord for Steam Monsters and tell them they watch the podcast and they have 24 hours to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to send you the packs to give
Oh.
out. So do you want them in the game or as Steam Engine tokens?
Steam Engine tokens for sure. That way, I feel like it's. I want the Steam Engine tokens because that's how I choose to give away packs myself, to encourage people to actually get the Steam Engine or the Steam Keychain wallet, because it just makes the interaction with the game so much more fluid. So I would take the beta tokens because that way people actually have to get the wallet and they get more involved.
All right, I'm sending you. Kenneth Bozak, right?
Yeah, Kenneth, Kenneth Bosak. Yeah, Byzantine calling me out. Ken always forgets to review the rules. I do, though. I totally do. It's definitely one of those like stoner trait things where I'm just like so in the groove of picking my teams and I'm just like zone out and I'm like, wait, oh, I thought that was the, like, you know, it was always like maybe the last rule that I just looked at and I thought I looked at it, and it's Earthquake. It's always Earthquake when I don't look.
Well, I just sent you 10 beta pack tokens.
All right, guys, I want to show you how this works. Byzantine, post your Steam username for Steam Monsters in the chat, because I'm pretty sure it's different than just Byzantine or Byzantine Kitty. Byzantinist, I think, is your username. Byzantine's everywhere, and it makes me think of like a cheap version of Ben Gay, but we'll talk about that later. Byzantine, I need your username so I can send you these tokens here. So all I got to do is open my Steam keychain right here, go to tokens, and as you can see, I got the beta tokens right here. I got some alpha tokens too, but that's so I could hodl the packs of cards without having to open them. And dude, I think that as a collector for NFTs is, I feel like I feel like you're first to do that, right? Because nobody else I know has NFTs in bundles that are randomized, tokenized bundles.
Yeah, and again, it's like these things that we're doing that I'm surprised that we're the first ones doing, and also the delegation or the lending and renting of NFTs. Like we're the first ones I know of that's doing that too. It just seems like such a no-brainer. Like you don't want to you want to let people, rent your cards, but you don't want to have to actually transfer the assets and have that trust relationship.
Exactly.
So
and I have like this Sacred Unicorn is such a badass card for gold tournaments, where tournaments only use golden cards. There's only 44 of these cards in circulation. I could click on it right here and I could lease it out. It says right here, list for sale. I could lease card. So I could just lease it out to a player, who wants to borrow my card, and I don't have to worry about them not giving it back.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so, I don't know. Again, I just can't believe that like we're the first ones doing it, but I'm glad about it. But I mean, I think down the road, I hope there's just tons of games like this. Because I'm a gamer. I like playing them. So
same. I play a few. Like I said, I played the Mytherium. I play Steam Monsters, and I just got in the Gods Unchained beta. So like I'm really into trading card games in general. I have Magic the Gathering cards in a drawer, like tons of them I play. And my nephew, who's like 6, 7. I don't even know how old he's so young and little, but he kicks my ass in Pokemon cards because I forgot the rules, and he doesn't let me forget that he always wins. But he's starting to get into Steam Monsters, and I don't know if you've intended it for this, but you've realized like it's really easy for children to kind of pick up. Like he got the gamification of it, like the gameonomics of this game very simply.
Yeah, I mean, it works similarly to a lot of the other games that they're.
I want you to play the Gods Unchained beta, and I would love you to see how like it compares to your game, because it's insanely, ridiculously ugly and difficult. And I ain't saying I bought a bunch of Gods Unchained cards, and, I have a bunch of them. I probably spent like 6-7 ETH on packs, but like the game itself is just I couldn't figure it out, and I'm not a dumb person.
Yeah, I don't know. It's for, I mean, we also built Steam Monsters the way we did for a reason. Like, so I guess, in my younger single days, I had more time to spend on games like Hearthstone and like similar to what Gods Unchained is now. But now I don't. Like you said, like I'm on the go, I don't have time, but I can still play. I can still like stop and just play a Steam Monster battle. It takes 2 minutes. And when we get to the asynchronous tournaments, you could just be in a tournament like while you're out around on your phone and just here and there go play a game. Like you definitely cannot do that with Gods Unchained. So it kind of appeals to a different audience who's busier, I guess.
Yeah, when I was, well, another thing, like, not to crap on another game or whatever, just talking to shit, like, for real, but I went to play the game, and you have to download, a launcher, so I have to download an application, and then I'm inside the application playing the game, and I go to hit battle, and it uses another window that pops up and drags in a browser window of the game that plays out. It's just...
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, exactly. I need you to see this experience. It's just like...
Well, like I said, when I tried it, it literally wouldn't even run on my computer. So I guess I'll have to try it again.
And that's another thing that sucks is a lot of these games I got, like War Riders and some other games I have here for NFT. It's like you have to download an application that most computers can't even handle, and they're still like the equivalent of Atari's Pong for blockchain games.
Yeah, so I mean, and there's an audience for those, right? There's their hardcore gamer audience. We're going after a much more casual gamer audience and the type of people who grew up playing, Magic the Gathering and Pokemon and maybe even Hearthstone.
Shout out to Dark Summoner. I missed that game, kind of.
Dark Summoner?
God, Dark Summoner, man. That was one of the first like mobile or like digital trading card games I've ever played.
I don't know that one.
And they scammed me so hard. It's not like it's a scam. I just didn't realize it was a centralized game and I couldn't do anything with the cards I was acquiring. And at the end of the day, I realized I was kind of screwed. But if you checked out Dark Summoner as an enthusiast for trading card games, I think you'd be a fan of it. It's a really interesting, but it's centralized. So like all the money I put into it, it's basically being stolen from me.
Yeah, no, I'll check it out because I mean, centralized or not, they still might have cool game mechanic ideas that we can borrow.
I love it. Yes, that's great. Inspiration does come from different places, man, all over. And I guess to kind of wrap things up here, like what are you trying to where do you see Steam Monsters as a final product? Like, what's that end visualization look like for you? Like, you're like, oh, we're done, we made it. What's Steam Monsters look like?
I don't think we'll ever be done.
Nice. That's what I wanted to hear right there.
Yeah, I mean the vision is even more skill-based gameplay and obviously the mobile app and just really taking it up a notch as far as the visuals and the effects. And I mean I would like it to be on par with Hearthstone at some point, right? And I think we'll get there. So
for sure, man.
There's a couple cool things. I mean, at some point, I've always wanted to add a new type of cards called like items or spells. So it'll add another kind of whole level to the game where you pick your team and then you also pick some items and spell cards to bring along with you. So then after you see your opponent's team, then you each get a chance to like cast spells or equip items on cards. So like you see your opponent's team, they might have a lot of sneak monsters. And then maybe you could put, you cast a spell where you like switch the order of a couple of your monsters around or something like that.
Oh, that would be dope. I see what you mean. Yeah, like post game, like once you pick your team, engagement with the game after that too.
Right, but only again, like I still want to keep it quick and simple. Like I don't want to have it be like turn based where like you take a turn, the next person takes a turn, and it takes forever. So be just like one more step. So it adds maybe another minute or two to the battles at most. But it'll add such a increased level of skill to the game that'll just make it even more fun and interesting, I think.
Dude, absolutely. That's the thing. Like, I play with people on stream, and I love the when you go to battle, you can challenge people and things like. So I'll be streaming. People would just start challenging me, like Byzantine over here, and they just start kicking my ass live on a live stream, which is really cool because like you can't do that as a viewer of other games. Like if you're like spectating Ninja play Fortnite, you can't just jump into the game with them and start battling. You know, you just have to hope you randomly get put in one with them. And I really like that. You know, the challenge based style for the battles here, and I think I can see like a vision for like the guild battles where maybe it's like 2v2, like, you know, 4 people on the battlefield battling it out or something.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get that crazy, at least not at first, but who knows? At some point.
Oh dude, yeah, I'm just spitballing here.
I can't even imagine how 2v2 battles would work. And then on mobile, it's already hard enough right now. We're trying to design how the battles and the team selection will work on the phone screen.
See, the beauty of being the end user is I don't know the bounds and what is or isn't limit or limited. So
Totally.
I get to have my imagination open as much as a 5-year-old when I look at Steam Monsters, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we get a lot of great suggestions from people, but a lot of times they're like, hey, I mean, it'd be so easy for you guys to add this in. You just have it work like this. And they don't realize, there's probably 1,000 different things that have to be worked out to actually add that in, like, edge cases and like what happens if people do this and that, and does it look good on a phone, and does it work on a blockchain? There's like so many things have to go into every little feature we do.
I see people in the YouTube chat saying they want beta to. Okay, just give me your Steam username. You don't have to say you want something. Just tell me this is your Steam account username. It's like, I want one. Just give me your username, guys. And don't forget, you can join the Discord for Steam Monsters and jump up in the chat if you need any help or anything, dude. The community there is like ridiculously like on point. How many people do you have in your Discord, by the way? Because every time I pop in, it's like noon somewhere, everywhere. Like there's always people talking. It's insane.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see how you even tell that. I'm not,
because I'm usually a night owl kind of person, so I'm in the, I'll be a fly on the wall and things, and there's always a lot of people chatting in there.
It looks like 3,800 members in the Discord.
Wow. Jesus. Yeah,
we have a pretty active Telegram group now since we did the Tron stuff. I mean, they're much more active in Telegram than Discord. So
yeah, I don't really like Telegram though. Like there's like an end user's perspective. Like it's just. And there's so many things, like everybody has Telegram, WhatsApp, WeChat, Discord, Slack. It's
oh my God,
overwhelming.
Yeah, I have so many messaging apps going all the time.
When people start to list all of them, I get really like weary. Like, how do you have time to handle all of that?
Yeah, I mean, you should see like when I go to sleep and wake up in the morning, I just have a ridiculous number of messages, and I have to spend like 2 hours every day just kind of like going through them and responding and helping people with issues and stuff, but it's totally worth it though.
All right, here we go. I got your username. It's on Switch. I've seen your name before. That's another thing I love about Steam is so many people have like pseudo identities on Steam and Twitch and Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. It's so hard to keep up with people, but somebody will message me on Twitter and be like, bro, you just beat me on a battle in Steam. I'm like, well, I didn't know that was you, and like, because they used a different name.
Yeah, I mean, so one of the like most undervalued things about Steam, I think, is the user-friendly wallet names.
Oh yeah.
Like that is just such a huge win because it's like, okay, you play someone in Steam Monsters and you want to send them a pack. You don't have to go now ask them for their wallet address. You know what I mean? You just send it there to their name, and then let's say there's other games on Steam. You go up against that person and you'd be like, oh, I know that's the same person. It gives a lot of like. It is much more community. Like it's much more real and personal playing against at Kenneth Bozak than at, a big alphanumeric string of numbers.
Yeah, exactly. It's more familiar like with the Ethereum name service or something like that kind of.
Yeah, I love it when like people from other platforms like Tron or whatever, they're like, hey, I got Steam on an exchange or something and I want to send it to my Steam wallet. How do I get my public wallet address? I'm like, no, you just put in your name, and they it's just so weird for people like typing that into Binance or Bittrex for the withdrawal. because it's so unusual. But it's
That I
it's so
can't
much
actually. I
nicer.
can't imagine how weird that would be, right? Like that's the only currency I think doing that right now. Some exchanges support the Ethereum name service, but even the ones that do, it's so well hidden that nobody knows that it is an accepted feature on that exchange.
Yeah, and I'm surprised also like EOS has that, but it has to be like 12 characters exactly or
Yeah,
something.
but
And it's just
luckily
very.
Kenneth Bozak is perfect.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Nailed it.
Um,
Yeah.
I was just surprised because I feel like that's such a huge thing for people always talk about like mass adoption, and I'm like, you got to make stuff easier and familiar for people to use, and just having human readable account names seems like such a simple first step.
Yeah. 12 is weird, and even like Twitter, I bet regrets that original. What was it, like 100 and something characters? And then they upped it to like 140, and then they upped it again.
Yeah, I mean they're not doing too bad, but
No, but I mean like that's why they still updated it though and like changed it and setting a character limit like that on a username. That's gonna be hard to get like corporate interest too, you know.
but it's not a character limit. It's exactly 12. It's
Right,
not
right,
12 or
exactly. So
less.
like if you're Acme or Sears or whatever, like how do you how do you get around that?
Yeah, it's weird to me. Anyway, all right, I probably got to go because I've spent a lot longer on here than I planned, but it was fun.
I appreciate it, dude. I was like waiting for him to say he's got to go, but yeah, man, it's been a really fun conversation, Matt, and I really appreciate everything you've done as far as Steam Monsters, the Steam Keychain, and Steam Engine, and everything else I'm sure you've done and haven't bragged about.
Yeah, no, like I said, I'm a big Steam stakeholder and block producer, so doing whatever I can, for the platform.
All right, guys, if you're watching, don't forget, just drop your Steam account username in the comments below. I'm going to end the live stream here. Hop on in the Steam Monsters Discord. Don't forget to hit me up on Twitter if you need one of those promo card codes. If you don't have a Steam Monsters account, I got a couple cards here. See, I got one right here. I'll just show you. This is what it looks like. There goes the private key at the bottom, GF80-XVEF. You can use that to get yourself $10 worth of Steam Monster cards. That's 30 cards in the starter set, and you can start playing. And if you don't have cards, just hit me up again. And Matt, as always, bro, I'll see you around. Will you be at the Philly meetup on the 20th at the Garden Center?
I just saw that. The problem is there's a Philly blockchain tech meetup on that same night, and a friend of mine is presenting there. So I don't know.
We picked a good night.
Yeah, there's just two Philly blockchain events going on in the same night. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try to swing by after for see Mike Salvi.
Oh,
we'll
yeah,
see.
come for the comedy, bro.
Yeah.
All right, well, cool. I look forward to seeing you at one of the Philly meetups again, man. And as always, everybody, have a night.
All right, see you, Ken.